It is a collision on the mat, a battle between the Big Ten and the Pac-12. Arizona State looking to bring some heat to Ohio. From the Covelli Center in Columbus, Ohio, it's college wrestling here on FS1 as third-ranked Ohio State welcomes fifth-ranked Arizona State. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Shane Sparks alongside Tim Johnson. Exciting matchup here tonight. What a start for Arizona State. 5-0. They're led by top-ranked Zahid Valencia. Simply put, TJ, this is a bad man.
He's pretty good at wrestling, too. He's a generational talent. He's a coach's dream because he's got big dreams. He's got an opportunity to be Arizona State's first ever three-time national champion.
Under head coach Tom Ryan, Ohio State is a model of consistency. They have finished top 3 at the NCAA championships 5 consecutive years. They have a pair of number ones in Luke Pletcher and Colin Moore.
Well, they're the leaders of the team. They're the co-captains. Luke Pletcher up from 133 to 141. He's every bit as good as he ever been there. He can attack several different ways. Run the pipe, cut across for the double. He's really good on his feet. And he's really good at 141 this year. Colin Moore, also a very high attack rate. He's been oh so close, a 3-time All-American. He's got his sights set at the number 1 position at the podium.
And you look at the starting lineups for this duel. Will begin at 125 pounds, the 1-2 punch for the Sun Devils, with Courtney and Kramer out of the gate at 125 and 133. Sasso for Ohio State. He's an impressive freshman at 149.
I'm looking forward to Shields and Smith at 165. Shields trying to be a 3-time All-American. The other Valencia, Anthony, going up against Romero, 8 and 9. Boy, that's going to be great. Valencia versus Hoffman. We talked about Zahid. Norfleet versus Moore. They had a close match earlier in the year. And then ending with Hall and Traub should be good.
They always do a great job making it a show. Here inside the Covelli Center, assume the crowd to be just over 4,000. A pair of sophomores to kick things off at 125 pounds. For Arizona State, it's Brandon Courtney out of Goodyear, Arizona, Desert Edge High School. He comes in ranked 16th in the country. And for the Buckeyes, they counter with Malik Heinz, a sophomore out of Castle Rock, Colorado. Castleview High School, where he won 3 state championships. And what's interesting, Tim, in this match, a pair of freestylers.
Well, they are, and they've met before, and Courtney's had his way with Heinzelman. But, you know, when I look at these two guys, they probably wish that there was the old 118-pound class, because they're light for 125. But they are slick and good. I think it's really important for Heinzelman to keep it close here on his feet, because Courtney is really good and has been able to take down Heinzelman in the freestyle matches you're talking about in the past. But if Heinzelman can get on top and get the ride going after keeping it close in the first period, it could go his way.
Both these guys coming off the Cliff Keen Invitational in Las Vegas. Courtney was 6th place, 4-3, 7 matches. And Heinzelman was 3-3, finishing 8th. Just a great tournament. Similar to an NCAA championships over 2 days when you're wrestling 5, 6, 7 times, whatever it takes. No score. Nearly 1 minute in. Heinzelman in position to put the first 2 on the board, and there it is.
Big.
And the Buckeye out in front, 2-0.
Big little fireman's carry there, and that's huge. Out in front now, 2-1, dictating on his feet right away. These first 2 matches are real important for Ohio State, because probably the favorites are in Arizona State's camp.
Both guys ranked. There's a nice sweep single there from Courtney. And fortunate for Heinzelman, he didn't go to his back, but we're tied up. Actually 3-2 now with that takedown. Courtney tries to suck him back. And I think in a match like this, Tim, we talked about the strength of both these guys and their feet. I like what Courtney's doing right here, committing to the top position riding.
Well, he's long, and, you know, he has a good leverage on top, uses it very, very well. But like you said, both of them are freestyle oriented, and if Courtney keeps to the script, he's in really good position when he's working from his feet.
And he is so quick. Don't blink, you might miss him. Lightning speed from Courtney. My favorite cliche, Tim, in sports, speed never slumps. Good level change there from Heinzelman.
Needs to cut that corner, but the corner is actually cut by Courtney. The good sit there for the 2 points. Did a great job of sitting there.
And now looking to lock up an inside cradle. He's got him center of the mat. 35 seconds to work with, 5-3. A lot of scoring here in this first period.
30, go hard. Get your one here, Malik.
Courtney will be a key part of this team if they want to take home a trophy in Minneapolis.
Real important 20 seconds right here, especially for Heinzelman. Got to stay in the middle there and make sure that nothing bad happens for him because, hey, I said keep it close, 5-4.
Keep the pace high.
It's as close as it gets, and Heinzelman already with a takedown, but 2 for Courtney.
5-4 after the first period. There you see Zeke Jones in his 6th season. Back at his alma mater, Arizona State. He was part of that national championship team in 1988. He was an NCAA runner-up for the Sun Devils. An Olympian and a world champion.
Yeah, and a world-class individual. He's world-class as a wrestler, world-class as a coach, and as an individual.
Not much off the whistle from Heinzelman. Riding time at 50 seconds for Courtney. Courtney gets a nice return there on the edge. That's the kind of stuff, TJ, that fires me up. Those little things, you got to grind it out and get tough in these kind of matches.
Yeah, that was a good return by Courtney here because I'm impressed with Heinzelman. He came up there, but nice return, picked him up, put him down. But you talked about the importance of an urgency from Heinzelman, and he was up and out. He needs to keep getting up and out, and it doesn't happen when your head's down on the mat.
Get under the arms.
Good sit there. He's got to get the hand control, and good follow through by Courtney.
So Courtney continues to build riding time now past the minute 10. I was talking to Lee Pritz, Arizona State assistant coach, before this duel, and he told me that at the NCAA championships, in the final round, the semifinal round, and the third and place matches, out of those 40 matches, whoever gets riding time wins 88% of the time. Interesting stat.
That is, and right here, Courtney tied up 5-5, and he's been able to get a couple of takedowns to Heinzelman's one. Heinzelman needs to outslick and get to the corner, which he did, but he's got to be able to drive through before Courtney sits and gets his own takedown like he did the last time.
45 seconds here in this second period, 5-5. Courtney with riding time advantage at the moment at 119.
You go first. Your tie is good.
Courtney 12-4 this season, 4-1 for the Sun Devils in duels. And spoke earlier about that match against Penn State. He really got the ball rolling in a big win against Teskey.
Fight inside. Get out of here. 25. Big takedown here.
Short time inside of 25 seconds. See how aggressive these two get late in the second period.
This is where a takedown inside 20 seconds and ride out is huge if you can end up on top at the end of a period. Score at the edge of the mat. It's key to success.
5 seconds.
Final seconds tick away, and this second period is complete. Tom Ryan, in his 14th season at Ohio State, won that national title of first in program history in 2015. In 13 seasons, 10 of those top 6, 12 in the top 10. Super, super impressive. There you see Jay Jaggers, assistant coach, 2-time national champion for Ohio State. And this is big here for Heinzelman.
Oh, it's huge if he, well, and Courtney gets away. So now they're back to their feet. It's been Courtney's advantage so far on the feet, 2-1. But we know Heinzelman can get in there and get her done because he did to begin the meet, but there's a nice sweep. Heinzelman fends it off.
Fight inside.
That riding time still above a minute at 1:09. And Courtney here will spin around behind and tack on 2 more.
Nicely controls the elbow, does a little Kelly dump there, and gets the takedown. Nice job.
Keep your legs driving.
You see the length that he's using, the leverage right here, making it heavy on Heinzelman. Riding time now, the advantage of Courtney. Things going his way.
Get out, take him down, and cut him and take him down again. Let's go.
Zeke Jones said with Courtney, he knew that he had to commit to folk style positions. Said he used to look like a freestyler wrestling folk style, and now you can see tonight he's been good on the mat. That riding time over a minute. Now he's a folk style wrestler wrestling folk style.
Well, I really think you're right about that, Shane. He has impressed me tonight with his, you know, what he's done in all three positions. Gotten out. He's had trouble in the past of getting out from underneath, and so it's a big-time show here on a big stage for Brandon Courtney.
Heinz in the first takedown, but since then, it's been Courtney, the Sun Devil, imposing his will.
All the way.
Riding time locked up. 9-5 match.
No, do the work. Return here.
No, we're out.
Drives Heinzman out of bounds. Will restart. Just 20 seconds left.
Match points matter.
Both guys fighting hard. It's just that Courtney has had better position. He's executed 3 takedowns. Really looked good, but here's where he's been impressive. Right here on top, getting the riding time over 2 minutes.
All the way.
Not exactly sure who Ohio State will wrestle. Will it be Decatur or Coons at 133?
Malik, get one. Create a scramble, Malik. Looking good, Brandon. Solid. Roll. Set. Red cover.
Brandon Courtney will pick up his 13th win this season. There's a caution on
Concentrate.
red. No harm, no foul there for Courtney.
Nope, we're out.
Mentioned it earlier, for Arizona State to take home a trophy, this will be a guy that they'll be looking for some big things come March at the NCAA championships.
1, 2, 3.
With the riding time point, 9-5 decision for Brandon Courtney. And the Sun Devils strike first with a decision here at 125 pounds. 3-0 on the team scoreboard for ASU. Who will we see at 133 for Ohio State?
Well, it's a big-time decision because Kuntz beat Kramer out at the Cliff King. But Jordan Decatur with the red shirt off. He's keeping everybody here, the tension in the room. Everybody's looking.
This is a match time decision for Ohio State. It is going to be the freshman from Akron, Ohio, Jordan Decatur, 2-time Ohio State champion. The red shirt is pulled. It'll be Decatur and Josh Kramer. Kramer, a senior for Arizona State, 15th in the country. A mark of 7-4 for Zeke Jones and the Sun Devils. Looking forward to this match.
I like the call. I watched the match between Kuntz and Kramer, and Kramer had gotten his eyeball scratched and he had been injured, and you know, there, right here, I'd say the call's pretty good, although that reminded me right there of that Miles Martin double leg on Bo right there. How did Kramer get out of that?
I love how Decatur came out guns blazing, but exactly how did Kramer fight that?
Had so much momentum going that he rolled on through. Kramer did there. But anyway, exciting time for these 4,400 fans here at the Covelli Center to see their future.
I love how Decatur right off the whistle.
Boom. And there he drives through. And you see the underhooks there. And so Kramer did a great job at anticipating. He had the underhooks and he then just kicked on over.
Good wrestling, exciting wrestling here in the first 20 seconds. Here's Kramer with the single leg. Shin Wizard from the Buckeye Decatur.
Kramer, like Courtney, was really developed over the last year or so. He's really always been tough. great competitor, but he has such great competition with their schedule. He had to get better, and he's just been continuing to get better over the years. Richard Sr. Same high school as Courtney.
And he understands wrestling a hard 7-minute pace at this level, very high wrestling IQ, aware of situations, where he out of the mat. There's 2 for Decatur.
He's so quick on the go around. Decatur, the go behind there for 2 points.
Buckeyes crowd showing their appreciation. This place has lit up. The true freshman, Jordan Decatur.
He loves it on his feet. He has always been a fast starter. And he's starting fast tonight with that takedown.
2-1 score as we approach the midway point in this opening period. At 133 pounds, Brandon Courtney getting the decision for ASU at 125. Couple head taps there from Decatur. Measuring up the Sun Devil.
I like what I saw early out of Decatur, in that he had to be so disappointed on not getting that really good double leg that Kramer did a good job of avoiding, but it didn't take away from Decatur getting right back in there, getting that go behind and getting 2. True freshman. Last year he was in high school, wrestling in Who's Number 1 for Flow Wrestling.
In that win against Penn State, Kramer, a really good battle against Roman Bravo Young of Penn State, came up short, losing 7-6. But again, here's a guy that just goes out and battles. And Zeke Jones said, if you want to pick out one guy that's really developed in that program since coming to Tempe, it is Kramer. Here he's got.
He did a great job on the low ankle pick there. Caught the ankle, did a great job of getting down. Now he needs to either put the pressure on and kick, drive through for the double.
Got 25 seconds to work with.
Decatur doing a good job of hopping and staying close. He's pushing in. Looks like he's going to be able to whizzer here. Avoid the takedown at the edge.
Still 15 seconds.
That length of Kramer to his advantage, but
and you see Decatur there does a great job to fight hands. And listen to this crowd. A lot of them on their feet.
All they're asking for is fight, and that's what he just gave.
An exciting 3 minutes. 2-1 in the second period, the Buckeye up by 1.
Here's the takedown right here, a little go around, grabs that ankle on the far side, covers for 2. But Kramer did a really nice job of grabbing that the ankle, almost got the takedown, but a nice job of fending off that takedown by Decatur.
As I watch this match, TJ Decatur, of course, coming down in weight. It's a 1-hour weigh-in. We began at 125, so not a whole lot of time. And you know Kramer can go that hard pace for 7 minutes. It'll be interesting to see how this match plays out from a pace standpoint.
Yeah, you mentioned RBY, Roman Bravo Young, and his match, and he just ran out of time. That was a great match, 7-6 win by RBY, but it was just a matter of how, if there had been time on the clock, Kramer would have scored again.
Decatur showing a commitment in that top position. Good hard return.
It's so important in college wrestling, the return to the mat. His true freshman having a successful return, getting under the hips.
And that time at the edge, Kramer gets the escape. Will go back to the center, 2-1. Or 2-2 now. 1:11 here in the second period. An attack there by Kramer, but pretty much straight on.
Bounce him, spin.
Single leg.
Score the edge. Hey, knee down, heavier. Knee down. Knee down, heavier.
Kramer reaches a bump for the head of Decatur.
Got the whizzer in, the shin whizzer there, driving through. Going to run out of real estate. Again, you're right, it was a straight-on shot, but Kramer was able to then find the corner, drive in, and just ran out of real estate there.
Tap and go. You go. You fake.
Yeah, now. Yeah.
You go.
Don't let him take those risks.
Get up your knees.
Snap. Come up. Snap.
Kramer out of Buckeye, Arizona, Desert Edge High School.
You go. Counter.
Couple shots exchanged.
25.
Go.
And on top, sprint here.
Go, Jordan.
20.
Decatur keeping Kramer on the outside. Kramer likes to control the ties on the inside to set up his offense, and Decatur's doing a nice job of keeping him away.
Before saying sprint here to close this period. Guys in forehead to forehead. There's a late shot, but we're 2-2 to the third period. Decatur will go on bottom. Decatur 2018 Cadet World Team member, three-time freestyle champion in Fargo.
Get your one. Don't wait, Jordan. Get your one.
Wrist captured by the Sun Devil.
Yeah, nice job by Kramer. The pressure on the inside wrist. Going to the thigh.
Jordan, don't wait. Go get it now.
Come on, you're out here. Clear that.
A lot of pressure on top.
Doesn't, and you know, those elbows are out by Decatur, and if he keeps those elbows out, Kramer's going to go in and get those wrists.
Kramer up on the shoe tops, digging in. Now Decatur to his feet. Kramer gets a little bit out of position, but able to recover and stays behind.
Keeping so much pressure on the front there. Decatur having a hard time getting his head up. Now he's going to drive through. Could it be if he finishes this for a reversal, and he does. No, they call it out of bounds one. So, out of bounds, 1 point escape for Decatur.
Looking at body language right here. Look at Decatur, the body language.
He wants to throw, but he did not see where his feet were. I don't see anything that could overturn that.
Quick shot off the whistle there from Kramer. Kramer down by 1. He's got 50 seconds left in this third period.
And you're talking about Kramer shooting straight on. He has got to find an angle, because you're not going to win staying straight on the tracks. You got to get off the tracks and find that angle.
Can Decatur hang on? Can he fight for 40 more seconds?
There's the 2 points. Yes, sir.
He's got it.
That's a talk about it. He thrives off the go behind, thrives on reactions. So he reacted to that with the go behind. It was a great job at this vintage.
You know,
Decatur
there just a little aggressive, didn't have an angle, and against these really tough guys, you go in without much of a setup and dive underneath. It's going to be an easy go behind for your opposition. A takedown and a ride-out would force sudden victory. Final 10 seconds.
Got to get up off his knees, be ready to sprawl.
Jordan Decatur in front of the home folks in Columbus.
That's a great match by both those guys, but a huge win for Ohio State. They needed one of the first two, in my book, to be in this meet the way they wanted to be. And great debut in front of the home crowd for Decatur.
Final. Decatur over Kramer. Tom Ryan excited about this true freshman.
He knew how important that match was for his Buckeyes.
Ohio State with a pair of number ones. We'll see one of those. Coming up next at 141, it's Luke Pletcher, two-time All-American. He'll be in the mix for a national title come March. Arizona State knocking off Penn State, snapping the Nittany Lions' 60-match dual win streak. 19-18. 8,500 TJ stormed the mat in Tempe.
Don't see many mat stormings in wrestling. Love it.
The streak is over. The 1-point loss in a long, long time.
And
Got to go back to 2015 against Okie State. 141 pounds, Luke Pletcher for Ohio State. And Demison for the Sun Devils. Pletcher comes out to the Luke 4000. He's a fan favorite. What a career he's had out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, where he won 3 PA state titles. And he has not disappointed wearing that Buckeye singlet. 2-time All-American, 4th in both 2018 and 2019, and he's looked phenomenal here at 141.
Well, I love his walkout song, Family Traditions, you know, and that's what he's about. He's a leader, he's a captain, I talked about it, he's a black shirt, and you can talk about what a black shirt is there.
There's 4 of those now at Ohio State. It's Luke Pletcher as the Buckeye Texan takedown on 2-0. Now he'll cut him 2-1. Colin Moore as well, along with Sammy Sasso, and most recently Ethan Smith, and those are the only guys that here inside this facility can wear black, and it just speaks to 100% commitment both on and off the mat.
Leadership
high
everywhere. Yeah, that's right. It's a high mark that they make, and so there's Pletcher looking for the fall, and if he can hold him there, this crowd will go crazy. Luke Pletcher was out in front 2-1. He gets the takedown there. He's getting 4 more for near fall. You can tell what's on his mind right now. If he can get 5, maybe 6 for his team, that's what he's out there to do.
Up 8-1 after 60 seconds.
What a fire plug. He's got so much power, quickness, athletic. Started his freshman year at 141, and he had to go up to 141 to just help the team, but then he got back down to his weight at 133, 2-time All-American, but now at 141, he's every bit of 41 pounder.
He'll look to clear his head here at the edge. And he does 2 more for Pletcher, 10-2. Pletcher, 2-time Big Ten finalist, coming off a title at the Cliff Keen in Las Vegas, and he's been tested.
Yeah, he really has, and you know, it's just he's a bigger, stronger version of Luke than he has been in the last couple of years, and he showed this last year in the U23 that when he lost to Ironman 2-1 as far as their matches, that he really battled, and he showed 141 as a good weight.
Been a situation for Pletcher where he can focus on getting better as a wrestler and not focusing on the weight control. Big difference.
You know, the wins early in the year against Demison, Rio Woods, he just set the pace fast for the Buckeyes.
That was a great win against Woods of Stanford, who I believe just won the Southern Scuffle. Great scramble to win it for Pletcher in beating Woods. Pletcher looking for his 3rd fall of the season. Kind of a funky position.
Trying to Turk that leg, drive over. See, he's got the leg Turk. He's trying to, if he could get a little more chest to chest, he can put those shoulders down and get the fall.
Pletcher has come out like a rabid dog. Attack after attack after attack. High pace. I've always appreciated his mat wrestling with great returns, but just constant pressure for Pletcher.
Settle back.
The 4 near fall upcoming will make it 16-3, and that is how we'll close the first period. Just missed out on a fall early.
And here's the first near fall as he ran the pipe, cast over, caught the chin there, drove it over for a 4-point near fall. That's just a simple running the pipe takedown, and then he was driving through with that chin for the 4-point near fall. Reaction by the coaching staff there. Jager's there, the 2-time NCAA champion. Tom's right-hand man. Works a lot with Luke Pletcher in the room.
Demison out of Bakersfield, California. Bakersfield High School, same high school as Olympic champion Jake Varner.
Pancake.
But he's got a different challenge tonight against a guy like Luke Pletcher compared to what he's been accustomed to And this is redshirt sophomore season. Can tell Pletcher right here looking for that fall.
And he's looking for that cow catcher, but, you know, Demison limping his arm there. He knows what's coming. It's hard to pin somebody when they just don't want to get pinned.
Second stalling on Demison, a point for Pletcher.
I don't want that. Can I give that stall point?
Hard snap there from Pletcher.
To his back. Something to his back.
The thing about Pletcher is he just keeps pushing in practice room, on the mat. That's why it's so easy for him here in a match like this out on the stage, because that's what he does every day. Great win for Pletcher.
A tech fall for Luke Pletcher. His 97th victory in his illustrious Buckeye career. 5 on the team scoreboard for Ohio State gives them now an 8-3 lead over ASU. People talk about it all the time, TJ. You got to come out, impose your will, keep that pace and pressure. We just saw Pletcher there put a clinic on of exactly that. 149 pounds, a senior and a freshman. In this showdown, Sammy Sasso ranked 6th in the country for Ohio State, and Josh Maruka for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, Josh Maruka from that #1 ranked recruiting class in 2015. The heads of Valencia, Anthony Valencia, and Josh Shields on it. And Maruka from Franklin Regional High School in Pennsylvania, as is his teammate Shields, and so many other wrestlers out there. Spencer Lee and others.
It'll be critical here for Maruka to get off to a fast start.
Iowa's got 2 Franklin Regionals, Kramer and Spencer Lee. Arizona State. This class has been special. It takes a long time to get them. They committed it as juniors, and then you got to wait. This is a total of 7 years for to wait and see when they're seniors what happens. Takes a lot of patience.
12-2, coming off a runner-up finish at the Cliff Keen. He fell 6-4 to Brayton Lee of Minnesota. His only other defeat was right here in this building when he was pinned by Brent Moore of Virginia Tech in Ohio State's loss to the Hokies. He's one of those black shirts we spoke of previously. Just super tough and gritty. You're going to go to a back alley, TJ. Sammy Sasso is one of the guys you want to take with you. He is tough.
Yeah, and last time he was here on this show, he had that unfortunate pin against him in that first period on this stage, and so you can bet he wants to turn that around. He's 2 Pennsylvania-tested wrestlers here. Sasso from Nazareth with the Lehigh Valley, such tough wrestling. And then, of course, as we talked about, Josh Maruka from Murraysville, Pennsylvania, and Franklin Regional.
Sasso, phenomenal high school career. He was a 2-time state champion. He won Fargo, also won the Super 32, the Iron Man, and the Beast of the East before coming to Columbus.
Sasso's got a great attack rate. You see that. He's already in on that leg. He just wants to bring the heat every time.
Be ready to limp arm.
Hard whizzer from Maruka. Pac-12 runner-up.
Back trip, limp arm.
Sasso gets the takedown.
Yeah, what's going to be fun to watch about Sasso is, that was unfortunate that he got caught and pinned, but he's the kind of guy as a redshirt freshman here that I'm sure Tom Ryan expects to overcome adversity, and then that's the opportunity. So with every defeat, there's an opportunity to overcome adversity, and you're not going to go anywhere or get very high if you can't deal with chaos and disappointment and adversity.
Pinching that right side.
Urgent.
Maruka off to a slow start, was 1-4, but he's won 3 of his last 4 matches. 7-6 on the season. 2-1 after the escape. Maruka, we speak about how good Pennsylvania high school wrestling is. Maruka, a top 50 recruit nationally, never did win a state title.
Don't forget about regular
I believe
stalling.
he lost to
Vincenzo
Joseph
in the state finals.
I've never been to the Pennsylvania State High School tournament, and I need to find a way to make it happen. That is on my bucket list. The talent, unbelievable.
Maruka's had some big wins over his career. He beat Dean Heil at the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago.
Regular stalling.
know he's capable, obviously, with the accolades he had coming out of high school, but from a standpoint of getting on the podium, from a standpoint of getting where he's wanted to go since he's been to Arizona State, it hasn't happened yet.
Once again, Sasso drops in on a single leg, that left side, but head pinched underneath. And out of bounds, will restart with 23 seconds left in this opening period. 2-1, Sasso up.
Fake and pull. Fake the snap is good.
Half shot there from Maruka, not where he wants to be.
Shoulder bounce, 15 seconds. Score. No whip over. Get it. Cradle.
With the short offense right here, and Sasso comes around just by finding that ankle. Had the front headlock there, did a nice job of finding the corner, finding the ankle, coming around for the 2 points.
Those short time points are golden. Now 4-1, second takedown for Sasso. Against good guys, when you take a shot, you got to have a solid setup and great conviction. You can't just go in there and dive in and trying to grab something half-heartedly. You will pay a severe consequence.
Well, that last little 10 seconds was not what Josh Maruka wanted to do, is give a deliberate takedown. It wasn't like Sasso blasted through with his quickness there and scoring at the end of the period and being able to end up on top. That's just huge for Sasso here in a match like this.
Sun Devil to his feet, looking for a return and getting one. Is Sasso. Good work in that top position.
Bow and arrow. Bow and arrow.
Look at this pressure that Sasso has. There's so much pressure, and he sticks with it. Traps the ankle, see? He's trapping the ankle.
We saw it a little while ago. I like the work he does on top with that right knee. Every time I see that, I think about AJ's shot from Edinburgh.
I think about Seth Gross a little bit, too. The way he hooks that ankle, gets that knee, claws up the front, puts so much pressure. You better not put your head close to your knee or you're going to get cradled up.
And I think that's where Gross learned it from when Shop was over at South Dakota State on the coaching staff.
There you go.
Good point. Inside of a minute here in the second period, 4-2 score.
And when you talk about being dangerous with the cradle, you're in the best room in the whole world with Jay Jaggers as your workout partner. Two-time NCAA assistant coach. He could pin you from anywhere.
When the lights went bright, Jay Jaggers showed up. Two-time national champion. Good little scramble there on the edge. Maruka's got that left ankle. But Sasso gets the 2.
A lot of pressure, real heavy hands right there. And he stuck with the plan Sasso did for Ohio State and got 2 more.
Showing some good patience in wrestling that position. Sasso, 6'2".
Good job. Hey, hold him down.
Sasso's been creating the action here. He's a go-getter.
Riding time at a minute 50. There you see Jay Jaggers. I've always appreciated his fashion. Talked to him earlier today. He said, I'm getting too old. He goes, I was putting so much time into my outfits. I want to see that back.
See, he doesn't have anything on you. I mean, maybe that's where you got your inspiration, but you are the fashion dog, let me tell you.
I love wrestling. I appreciate good fashion. And Jay Jaggers always had some great looks.
Ride him, Josh.
Early third period. Sasso up by 4, working on bottom. Maruka needs a turn to get himself back in this match.
Get those wrists.
See, he's tall and lanky, Maruka, and so he creates leverage problems. Yes. Tall, lanky, he's a good rider.
Cut.
Right here, real important time to not let this match get away, and not let it be, extra bonus points. Sasso trying to come out, maybe look for the Peterson roll.
Unhook your leg. Go behind him. Go behind him. Face him. Get your one. Go behind him.
You hear that Ohio State corner yelling, face him, get your one. That's what he does.
Well, that's a nice job by Sasso to get out because Maruka's a good rider on top.
It's 7-2 right now. Riding time is at 1:01. And right now, if you're Sasso, a takedown and a ride out would give you a major decision. Bonus points here at 149 for Ohio State. And as I say that, there's a leg attack from the Sun Devil. And in these kind of duels, TJ, every single position matters. Right now, if you're Maruka, chances are going to be tough to win this match, but now's where you got to fight for your team.
Well, Sasso really gave that leg to him. If you see it again, he didn't sprawl back. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he ended up with the 2 points there. Cut in the corner. No, he hasn't got the 2 points.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. You got it.
Still 7-2. Sasso trying to kick away that right foot. He's able to do it and get the takedown.
That's
So
very deliberate.
9-2, 15 seconds. He'd get that riding time point and get the major decision. And that was a freshman mistake.
Yeah, he did not know where he was. He did not know that there was 10 seconds left right there. You stay on it. You take that warning. And he gave up a point. We're talking about Sasso not understanding that he had the major decision and the extra point for the team. But it's a big win, very impressive win for Sasso.
So a regular decision gives Ohio State 3 more. 10-3 the final. Sasso over Maruka. The senior Pletcher, the freshman Sasso step up for the Buckeyes. They lead Arizona State 11-3. 157 pounds is up next. Ohio State leading Arizona State 11-3. They get a decision at 149 pounds from freshman Sammy Sasso. But really an opportunity to get that major.
Well, it is, and every point's going to count. Right here, you just got to stay on it. You stay on that thing, and you let the official call for warning, and he just had a lapse right there of thinking because Sasso had the major and gave it up there at the end. And the coaches knew it, and they've gone, why'd you do that? Hey, you live and learn.
I think he might have panicked when he heard the referee begin that count, but he had not been called for stalling. So if he gets to that 5, just, let it go. Would not have been a point. 157 pounds, that is our next match for Arizona State. Corey Teemer, redshirt freshman out of Long Beach, New York, Long Beach High School. He won 5 state titles. His first one was as an 8th grader at just 99 pounds. And Elijah Cleary counters for Ohio State, the junior out of Winter Park, Florida, Lake Highland Prep High School. Cleary on the season, 11-5, 1-3 in dual meets for the Buckeyes. Big match here, final match before intermission. ASU needs to get back on track and get momentum.
Big match for both. I mean, this is one of those, what you might call it a toss-up right here. Elijah Cleary had that real great comeback in their opening meet against Stanford as they opened the Covelli Center, but he had fallen behind because he was just a little lackadaisical. He wasn't doing much. Then he came from behind and won. Teemer, he's got so much talent. Right there, he loves to work the head. He's quick, and he can score from anywhere, but sometimes body language or his actual body motion kind of slows down, and so we'll just see how these two guys do. When there's some shot there by Cleary, but gets flattened out. Good reaction, good hip action by Teemer.
Teemer had a really good match with Ryan Deacon of Northwestern, who won the Cliff Keen invite, took him down a couple of times in the first period. Deacon ultimately won 8-5. Teemer was 8th at the Cliff Keen.
That's because it's a 7-minute match, not a 3-minute match. And Deacon's going to wrestle you 7 minutes, and I think Teemer, and he's only a freshman. I mean, and so he's getting used to what's it mean to win a close match.
Exactly.
Because he didn't have that many close matches when he was winning his state championships.
It's a great point. Big-time ability, 2017 Cadet World Bronze medalist, and in winning those 5 state titles, exactly. Not too many really tough matches, but at this level, when you're against a guy that wants it just as bad as you do and can match your talent, that's when you got yourself a big-time dogfight. You got to get gritty and tough in those situations. And he's learning how to navigate the peaks and valleys of a 7-minute match in Division I wrestling.
In the redshirt years last year, Teemer beat Sasso, who we just saw with the win there at 149 in the Midlands, in the 2018 Midlands. Obviously has the talent and the capacity, and he was the 126-pound top recruit in the nation.
40 seconds left in this first period.
Close the gap. Watch the double.
At 157 pounds, Keyshawn Hayes will be another guy that'll be in the mix to represent Ohio State at this weight class in postseason.
Good job with your legs.
Coming back from injury,
Down. Down.
and they look to settle that shortly
Back it up a lot. 15.
in the Ohio State room.
15, here he comes.
Back it up a lot. Back
Here comes.
up all over
10
back.
seconds.
Yes.
Make him
Yes.
do more of it.
Oh, an attack at the edge there from Teemer.
Hey, win the hand fight, Eli.
Drives Cleary out of bounds. Will reset with 4 seconds.
Active hand.
11-3 Ohio State. Courtney got Arizona State on the W track with the win at 125, and Ohio State came back with wins at 133, 141, and 149.
Green defers. Red. Red takes down.
Cleary defers,
Red down. Second period,
and
gentlemen.
Teemer begins second period on bottom.
Go, Eli.
Set. Win the
TJ,
hand
if I may, otherwise I'm going to forget, I want to wish my daughter Lauren a very happy 14th birthday today. Very proud of her, love her a ton,
Put him down.
and wanted to make sure I send her my best. Looking forward to taking her on our celebratory dinner this week.
That's great. Happy birthday, Lauren.
She's great.
Well, you got a great dad, Lauren.
Thank you.
Swim.
You know how those daughters are, TJ. They're the best.
Yes, I do. And maybe she'll grow up and marry a college wrestling coach like mine. Of course, Kyle Rochelle at Chattanooga married a tremendous girl named Allie. Yeah, they're quite a team down there at UTC.
Doing a good job down there. They wrestle hard. I know Kyle from his days at Wisconsin. In that Badger lineup, Kyle Rochelle, Zach Tonelli, who's the head coach at Columbia. Proud of those two guys and the jobs they've done. 3-0 for Teemer.
Yeah, Teemer got going there, and with the escape and the takedown. And this is a tough place for Cleary. He needs to get out of the bottom here. And
You gotta wrestle, man. You gotta wrestle.
Teemer does a nice job on top, getting that leg in. He does get that right leg in, and he looks to cradle and do all kinds of things. See, he's draping over there, looking to see if that head can get close to that knee, because he'll lock it up.
Granby into it.
Going cross body,
Tripod. Granby into it.
riding on the right side. Cleary looking for an answer. Now he's able to pop to his feet and escape. Got ourselves a 3-1 match inside of a minute in the second period.
Yeah, Cleary needs to get it going for Ohio State here like he did those 3 takedowns in the third period, and then he won it in overtime against Stanford. But he just started cold and got to started slow. Well, he started slow here tonight, and he finds himself in a hole.
Cleary.
That was a great match against Eichens of Stanford. 3 takedowns to force the sudden victory. Scored in the sudden victory, won it 10-8.
You're inside 30. You're inside 30.
Where's he going?
Both these guys again, slower pace. As I say that, in on the leg is the Buckeye.
This is so important, but see that Teemer gets that hip down, gets the shoulder, or gets the head buried there with the inside crotch.
And Cleary's in okay shape here, I believe, TJ, with that head under the knee.
Yeah, as long as he can keep that head under that knee, maybe he can come out the backside.
Time will run out in the second period. Cleary with the choice. He'll go on bottom. He'll look to duplicate the effort of Teemer in that second period. First 25 seconds, an escape and a takedown. At that time, he led 3-0.
Well, he's got the crowd behind him. They're up. They know their 157-pounder needs the encouragement. Here they go. He's down 3-1.
And in this match, we've talked about how Cleary came back with the 3 takedowns against Stanford, forces sudden victory and wins. And we've talked about Teemer. Can he wrestle a 7-minute match? It's 7 minutes. It's not 4 or 5 minutes. You got to finish strong.
Yeah, and Teemer does not hold Cleary down. Like I said, Cleary's been having a tough time on the bottom, and Teemer does pretty much just pushes Cleary away. So it's going to be settled on their feet, Shane.
Pair of escapes has pulled Cleary to within 1.
Hey, stay off the fingers. Off the fingers, both guys. Set.
Good communication there by the officials. Stay off the fingers.
Sprint.
Next time he'll call stalling on the offender.
And I'm watching right now, TJ, their footwork. Who's going to attack? There's Teemer with a double leg, drives through, but out of bounds, no points.
Well, that was close. That was close, and he just didn't get, oh, they're going to look at it. The officials know how close it was.
Great communication there between the officials.
Yeah, no brick needed to be thrown there.
Was it, did you see two there? They said, let's go back and look at this one. So this is not an official challenge from either side. The referees can go and look at the tape themselves, and that's what they're going to do. And that was super close to the naked eye, TJ. I don't know.
Yeah, it was close enough that I think they made the right decision to look right now.
What I do know is I love how Teemer came out in a one-point match, looking to put two on the board.
So this drive, as Teemer drives through, boom! Is that two and his feet in? I think so.
I think it's two.
Yep.
Now they're
lowers the level, drives straight through with that hit, and boom. I think it was. I don't think that whizzer was really in. I think he covered the hips. I think he got two. This is the better look right here. Drives through and hand down, knee down, in, still in.
I think that's going to be two for Teemer.
Got to be indisputable evidence that the call was wrong. Officials are looking at it right now. And see, that's the quick athleticism of Teemer right there. Boom, he exploded on that, and he pulled his neck right there, drove through the center of Cleary, and really finished it nice. I mean, if he doesn't get to two, it's still a great attack and a great finish.
I love the commitment. Just the commitment. He went in with that 100% full commitment on that double leg, explodes through.
And the thing I like about this right here, the freshman, he needs to stay tough. Well, that's staying tough right there. And I think right there, I mean, and so Tom Ryan's saying it's out, of course. And I would be too. And they say no. And so it's not a good, probably the call on the mat would have been kept. And the call on the mat was no takedown. And so they're saying that the control wasn't there. They're right on top of it. And so, hey, Cleary's alive. It's 3-2. But he needs to make the commitment.
Exactly. If your Teemer should give you some confidence. He was able to catch a little bit of a break, as was Cleary, of course.
Again, the Teemer, the one staying tough, lowering his level, driving through, and this time he gets the 2 points.
And there is no question about that one at the edge. I give him a lot of credit. Redshirt freshman showing some maturity right there. Zeke Jones talked about it. He's got to learn how to win close matches. He's got to navigate that third period when he's tired. Great job by the Sun Devil Teemer executing that in this third period.
Yeah, I just say from watching him, he just needs to learn how to stay tough. Well, he has.
And if I'm Teemer, you know what else I'm learning about myself, TJ? I'm going to trust myself. He's got it. I mean, he's got a ton of talent, big-time ability. If he lets it fly, he's going to be tough to stop. Now, going to take riding time over a minute. Claw ride from Teemer, the Sun Devil.
From the right side there.
This was a match Arizona State had to have. Because, of course, when you look at their lineup, their hammers are going to be in the second half.
Switch the other way.
Teemer doing a nice job of putting the pressure on right on the whistle. When he went down to the ankle, he drove forward. Out on his toes right now. Return here is important. Does a nice job of returning. See what he did? Yeah, he finished to the angle to the side. He didn't try to pick him up. He knew where Cleary was going, and he went with him.
And with 6 or 7 seconds left, sometimes you'll see a guy just give an escape away. I like what Teemer did right there. Finish strong.
That's what he did.
The riding time point, 6-2 decision for Ja'Cory Teemer of Arizona State. Season record now back over 500 as he improves to 5-4 for Arizona State. An exciting first half of matches here in Columbus. It was Courtney who got the Sun Devils on the board with a decision over Malik Heinzelman. But then it was Decatur and the Buckeyes winning 3 straights. We're 11-6 at intermission. It's college wrestling on FS1. Back inside the Cavelli Center, 11-6 Ohio State leading Arizona State here at the intermission, setting up an exciting second half. When you look at those first 5 matches, TJ, one thing that really stood out to me is the youth. Jordan Decatur is a true freshman. Sammy Sasso of Ohio State, redshirt freshman. And then we saw Teemer step up for ASU. He's a redshirt freshman. These 2 programs are going someplace.
Yes, they are, and they're reloading, especially Tom Ryan, who's such a high bar. So you see, he's reloading. He's ready to go again, and Arizona State is surging.
Arizona State got off on the right foot at 125 pounds with Brandon Courtney, but then Jordan Decatur, his red shirt, was pulled just this past weekend. It's his home debut in front of a raucous crowd. He stepped up when his team needed him.
I was really impressed. He got a fast takedown to begin, but here he got out from underneath. He gets the escape, does not get the takedown there, but he comes right back. He thrives off reactions. He reacted to the little shot, the go behind, the 2 points. Very impressive debut in front of the home crowd.
That was a big win for the Buckeyes. Like I said, Courtney wins 9-5, and then Ohio State goes 1, 2, 3 straight, and it was big for Pletcher as well, getting a tech fall. Teemer at 157 gets Arizona State back in it. Ohio State wins 3 of the first 5 matches. An exciting second half is coming up next. It begins with a battle at 165 pounds, and I know that's one, TJ, we've been licking our chops.
Well, we've had a couple of kind of old toss-ups, 133, 157. Maybe Arizona State slightly favored. Well, I'd say the same thing. Arizona State's favored here, but Ethan Smith has had a good start. Ethan Smith was at 184 last year in this dual meet. He started coming down in the summer because he knew this was the weight class he should be at.
You ready for some
Let's
more
listen
action?
to our PA. Guy does a good job, gets everybody fired up.
I said, are you ready for some more action? That's how I know you can do it. All right, let's get going in the 165-pound weight class for Arizona State redshirt senior Josh Shields.
Showcase matchup here at 165 pounds. Josh Shields ranked 4th in the country for Arizona State, a 2-time All-American. And the sophomore for Ohio State, Ethan Smith, recent black shirts in this program. We saw him against Virginia Tech when he beat McFadden, stepped up big for the Buckeyes. Another one of those matches here tonight. And talking to Tom Ryan, he said this is that match that he needs that could really set himself up mentally heading down the stretch.
Yeah, they call it the signature match. Do you have it? Well, he has one when he beat McFadden from Virginia Tech. But hey, you know, when you get the NCAAs, it's round after round after round. This is another one here. I like both these wrestlers. Josh Shields, 2-time All-American. He always stays in good position. He really solid. Look how solid, big he is below the hips right there. Man, that's hard to push around right there. Been very consistent. He's a blue collar, presses the pace all the time. Ethan Smith, redshirt sophomore.
Double leg for Smith, fighting hard as the Sun Devil Shields.
How did Shields get out? That's 2 points almost for Shields.
Trying to snake his leg to the inside.
Yeah, he did get 2. Nice job by coming out for that front headlock and getting the hand down. That was a 2-point takedown
That
for
was
Shields.
Incredible. Not only does Shields not give up the takedown, but he scores it himself. Was 6th at the NCAA Championships last March in Pittsburgh. Made it to the semifinals, lost to Vincenzo Joseph 3-2. And then lost to Isaiah White in that 5th place match, White of Nebraska. Shields was 7th in 2018, coming off a runner-up finish at the Cliff Keen. Another shot there from Smith, this time a single leg. Shields looking to come up and roll him through with a crotch lift. Good scramble here, center of the mat.
It is. I like the chain wrestling that Smith has shown here. He started with head pressure, then he got a good shot in there, and with the counter by Shields, Smith came through and kept wrestling. Really, really nice job putting different moves together here. Whether he can complete it or not, he showed me something there, Ethan Smith did, for the redshirt sophomore for the Buckeyes. Trying to
cut the corner,
yeah. And if he can continue, because he does. Wow, nice job by both these wrestlers. Smith, if he can keep coming up, he's got the better chance of scoring the takedown.
And Shields had to be careful, was in that neutral danger position. Probably going to get a stalemate, and we do. Some scrambled eggs on this Monday night. What do you call that, TJ? Breakfast for dinner. That was some scrambling going on. Good wrestling, fun to watch. Shields losing in sudden victory in the Cliff Keen final to Isaiah White 3-1. White also beat him at the Journeyman Classic 7-1 in that final.
Good head pressure by Ethan Smith, trying to set up another shot. Right collar tie by
Active left hand.
Josh Shields, who also gives good pressure on the head. He likes to get you close. Josh Shields does. He likes to pick ankles once you're in close. Works the head as well. He's working that head right back. He's saying, you know, that's my game right here. Shields is saying he really likes to stay in close, keep you close, working that head. He's good everywhere.
Hard physicality to close out the first period. Mentioned Ethan Smith, the most recent black shirt recipients in this Ohio State program. Moore and Pletcher, the captains. Sasso, the redshirt freshman. And Ethan Smith in that black shirts again. Those guys are the only ones that can wear black inside this facility. And it just speaks to the commitment, an extreme commitment and standard in the way they live their life off the mat and the way they compete on the mat, both in competition and setting the example in the practice room.
Ethan Smith has come to wrestle. There's a good start there on top, and he's really looking good at 165.
And you look at this weight class, it is a stacked weight class, and this match will have implications come seeding. It's a big match for both these guys.
You progress.
Good return there from Smith. Those little things that take high effort. They're easy, but they're difficult to do, if that makes any sense. Here's another look at that return. Critical here for the Buckeyes.
So he got his hips underneath and was able to return Shields back to the mat, keeping him from running off, getting the escape.
Been able to ride the Sun Devil the first 30 seconds in the period. Another return.
See, what I see is a guy in Ethan Smith that's willing to do 10-second goes. 10-second goes. And if that's what you have to do the whole minute, the whole 2 minutes, power to you, because that's what you got to do.
That's exactly what it takes.
And what I also like about it is he's coming down. Whoa, nice job on the roll through and the escape for Josh Shields, the senior, savvy on the mat, good in every position.
Now in that front headlock position, head in the hole.
Head in the hole there, trying to finish it. Very important opportunity for Ethan Smith. Keep that whizzer and not let Josh Shields score.
Harder. Put it in your pocket. Yes. Harder.
Keep going, keep going.
50 seconds. Scooping up that near ankle, at least momentarily.
Hey, tripod.
Man, these guys are wrestling really tough. Both guys grinding, fighting for every single position, every second inside that circle.
Shields trying to break that grip down there. He's using both. There, he gets the 2 points. He did a nice job. He worked on the grip first. He knew he could hook the leg because he had the leg hook, and he said, man, I got to get this grip broken, and he did. We're talking about Shields getting the 2 points there against Ethan Smith. That's just senior stuff there.
And with 18 seconds left off this restart, if you're Smith, you're down 5-1. Got to find a way to get one escape, and like we've been talking about in that top position, if you are Shields, 18 seconds, it might be 2 or 3, 5, 6 second goes.
Do anything. Roll.
I like the urgency on Ethan Smith's part right here.
He knows the importance of getting one escape here to close out this second period. There's a roll.
He's under you.
But good feel there by Shields. He'll maintain control and go to the third with a 4-point advantage. An adjustment made by Shields off this restart.
Yeah, Ethan Smith was doing a good job of returning Shields to the mat, but that roll through for the escape was big, because then he turned it into a takedown, and that was a 3-point move, really, and for Shields. Now, Ethan Smith starting underneath. This is so important right here. Urgency all the time. You got to wrestle like your hair's on fire right here.
This is where Shields likes to be, though. The gritty, blue-collar mentality. He likes this kind of match.
Take your one. Take your one, Ethan.
Got a tight waist. Smith trying to work up.
Let him go.
You look at the Sun Devil record books, major decision wins in a career. Zahid Valencia leads the way with 33, Shields with 30. Steve Blackford sandwiched in between both those guys. Had a really solid career.
Yeah, he really has, because Shields also knows how to win close matches, and so it almost surprised me a little bit to hear that stat there, because I would also say that he's probably right in there with how many wins in close matches as well. He's always going to be in a match.
108 career victories in the Sun Devil singlets.
1, 2, 3. Take the hand on the ankle.
Good awareness right there. If that would have made it to 5, it would have been a stall call on Shields. He heard 3, worked up. Savvy.
Limp your leg.
1 minute remains in regulation. 1 minute.
Yeah, Shields doing a really nice job of keeping that pressure on, and Smith's head on the mat. When your head's down, you're going to stay down, and so that's good inside wrist. Really nice job there, because that's a lot of pressure. Smith is no less energy. He's out there ready to go, but Shields, look at that kind of stalking, or that strut back to the center. Shields says, "I got this one."
Got riding time over a minute. That time a little bit early was the Sun Devil, his first caution. Mentioned he was second at the Cliff Keen. His third top 5 finish in his career in Vegas. We're neutral after the escape 5-2 match. And Smith trying to get right back in this.
Did you see that hip action by Shields right there to fend off and keep Smith from getting that easy takedown?
It looked like it was going to be a go behind, but if nothing else, taking precious time away from the Buckeye on the clock.
Now the waist tilt right there, just to take some time off the clock for Shields, and he has the presence of mind to come up and not get in the danger zone.
Get this. Score it. Get it.
This is tough. This is tough duty for Smith. Shields very, very tough. I'm still impressed with Ethan Smith and that fight as well. 2 good wrestlers, good job, and nice win for Shields.
Riding time point for the Sun Devil gives Shields a 6-2 decision. So Teemer with the win at 157. And Shields at 165 pulls Arizona State to within 2, 11-9. There you see the Flow Wrestling team rankings top 10. Hawkeyes are rolling full steam ahead.
Boy, are they dominant. Iowa right now, their dual meet team is basically unbeatable right now. Penn State, of course, you never count them out. And Ohio State, look at this. A little bit of rebuilding the whole bit. There they are, number 3, and Arizona State need to see them up there. National champions in '88, they want to do it again. They've got a lot of commitment at Arizona State. The president, the athletic director, and then there's Art Martori and the Sunkist kids. That guy's had a vision for years.
Yes, he has.
Wow, it's a great situation. They want to see it again.
Matchup here, a pair of top 10s. Number 9 versus number 8. Big toss-up. Caleb Romero, a sophomore for Ohio State. And Anthony Valencia for the Sun Devils. There you see Romero trying to stop the bleeding. Arizona State's won 2 straight. You knew this would be a tight duel coming in. and it has lived up to the billing. Been a lot of fun here in Columbus. Good crowd, fans are into it.
Yeah, we looked ahead and we said this is going to be a big match right here, 174. Number 8, number 9, how's it get any better than that?
Hey, pull him down.
Caleb
Back
Romero
down, Caleb,
winning
pull him
this
down.
spot. It was kind of crowded at one time, and he won this spot and has had a good year so far. And of course, Anthony Valencia, known more as obviously a freestyle wrestler, has a lot of success in freestyle, but he is really getting better all the time. And you just got to fend off the double leg. And not only does Romero do that, he almost turns it into 2.
Back to the center. Valencia, two-time Pac-12 champion, NCAA qualifier, highly touted coming out of high school. St. John Bosco, California, won 3 state titles.
Good motion, Caleb.
In wrestling with a lot of confidence, he qualified for the Olympic trials at the Senior Nationals last month. And Coach Jones really likes where he's at mentally.
Yeah, I would say both coaches would agree with both of their wrestlers. They're both wrestling with a lot of confidence. Romero, of course, I mean, he knows what it means to be tough. He was first-team All-State quarterback.
A stall call on Ohio State.
Backing off.
You got to engage. Want to force action. Romero off to a great start this season.
Keep that motion up,
A
Caleb.
little bit
Keep
of
it
a
up.
rough time in Vegas. He was 1-2. Valencia, meanwhile, was 5th at that tournament. They did not cross paths. Valencia made the semis. A minute 20 here in this first period. Both guys looking for position, trying to get an angle, looking for an opportunity to fire an attack and score. There's Valencia straight on.
See, that's the second time. It wasn't great, but that's something that's so important to Romero to do right here is fend off that double leg because, you know, it's like in the major leagues, you can be pretty good with 2 pitches, but you better become a 3-4 pitch pitcher. And Valencia, he needs to keep improving between now and the NCAAs to really make some hay at the NCAAs because everybody knows that double leg's coming. That's not good enough for most because he usually gets it. But so far, so good for Romero.
There was some good defense there from Valencia.
Yes.
Stuff the head.
Caleb, down.
Exactly what you'd expect. 8 versus 9 in the country. In a tight duel between Arizona State and Ohio State.
You just kind of like the way Romero is. There's the stalling because he's saying, this is my mat. It just seems like he's staying in the center saying, this is my mat. I'm going to protect this territory. You got to come and get me and push me out because I'm protecting this center right here. And it's got good position all the time.
And Valencia was hit for stalling.
Both of them won,
guys.
yeah.
Next one will be a point, of course. No score after 3 minutes.
I'd say advantage Romero there because I think Valencia needed a fast start more so than Romero. It'll be close.
Romero with the choice. There you see the Grim Reaper, TJ. Zahid Valencia. When he came in, you should have seen the hat that he was rocking today, I'm sure, from one of those trips overseas, maybe to Russia, because I'll guarantee that hat he wore today, he wasn't wearing it in Tempe. There's a quick escape.
Man, I guarantee that's what you need to do when you get the home crowd behind you. This is going to go right down to the end, and what Romero did was he pulled the trigger, got off the bottom fast, and that's a formula for a victory.
There's another straight-on shot this time. Smith looking for a go-behind. There's a roll from Valencia. And Smith stays with him and gets the takedown. 3-0. Smith in this period, Romero rather, that quick escape and the takedown.
Yeah, I said it the other day. I gave milk when I was coaching. I gave milkshakes to my boys who did the escape and the takedown just like that. Show some urgency, and here we go.
My apologies on that one. I was stuck back at 165 with Smith.
Well,
Romero, of course, four-time Ohio State
and he wasn't stuck anywhere.
He was not.
He pulled the trigger. And, you know, you talk about scrambled eggs. We got scrambled legs right now.
Good return. Can tell feeding off this crowd a little bit. He's got momentum. I go back to that quick escape Took him 5 seconds to escape. Now looking to roll him through. Looking on a tilt. He's got that wrist. Romero jogs back to the center.
Got the escape and then back in. Okay, a little reaction. Okay, and for the go-ahead and the return, so important. He had the arm trap. That's what made the success for Romero, and he stayed on it for 2 points.
Hand control. Hand control.
Goes back to work on top roll from Valencia, but Romero stays with him.
Yeah, that was great anticipation. He went with the roll, drove back through the hips, stayed on top of Valencia.
Tight waist.
I don't care how long it was, Valencia had his head down on the mat. And it says a little something what Romero's doing. A lot of pressure on top. He's got a great combo of power and speed, Romero does.
Just tell he's feeling it right now.
Yeah. I thought he walked out with that kind of confidence. And I just think he's building something special. Not just in this match, but as we head into the last 2 months of the season.
Guy was an all-state quarterback in high school as well, and gets it done in the classroom. Gonna stay right there on the edge. Great awareness. Working a coffee grinder position. Left foot inside the circle. Riding time builds. And listen to this crowd. They want a stall call on Valencia.
Look at that walk back to the center by Romero. He says, come on, let's go.
I've always been a huge body language guy.
Body language is everything. You got to act your way into feeling sometimes. You might not feel like it, but you got to act it. And it's a good philosophy for life as well in everything.
When I look at Valencia, my advice to him right now as he puts his head on the mat, never bleed in shark-infested waters, and that is happening right now. Riding time at 1:29.
All right.
There he is.
Walking back to the center. Whoa, baby. Look at that. I want to walk like that every day.
Strutting his stuff like a peacock back to the center.
He is ready.
3-0.
There's a big hill for Valencia to climb right here.
Quick stand up off the whistle. You see the urgency.
This is stuff, this is, stuff that kids need to look at, You should be wrestling this way from the bottom all the time.
Guarantee off this whistle, he'll explode again. Crowd coming to their feet. Quick hook off the whistle there from Valencia. Forward pressure.
Yeah, nice job going over to the right side by Valencia there. He adjusted, but there we go. How does that not fire you up if you're Romero? With the crowd coming to their feet. What a place here, the Valley Center.
Great place.
And this is what Tom Ryan, got it built for. He says, I want it to be a suffocating environment, a place where it's very impossible for another team to come in and win.
Definitely feel the energy.
That's why it was impressive when Virginia Tech came in, but boy, Ohio State's starting to feel it here.
And I think Valencia got hit crown of his head on that counter shot from Romero. And they'll attend to Valencia. Maybe a cut on his head. Looks like somebody is out there wiping the mat, so could be some blood. Looks like there is. Like battering rams, they collide.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, he came down on the top of his head there. Yeah, so there must be a cut on the back of his head right there. And Romero had to feel it too, but he doesn't feel anything right now.
I think it happened at the beginning of that sequence.
What he's done so well is Valencia is a tremendous freestyle wrestler. You know, he beat Aymar in high school, and because he's so explosive. Romero took that explosiveness away in the first period and then started pulling his own trigger and forcing his will. It's about will. It's about forcing your will. And that's what Romero has done so far.
Tom Ryan, some words of encouragement to Romero.
Yep, head to head. You called it.
That's where it happened.
Ram tough. Yeah, I don't know whether it was his arm. It had to be his head to head, but it didn't. It looked. Yeah.
That initial shot there, head to head. Wonder if they'll give Anthony that big head wrap. My favorite head wrap of all time, 2011 NCAA Finals. I believe it was 2011 in Philly. John Reeder of Iowa State, now an assistant coach at Wisconsin. One of my favorite wrestling pictures.
As we get up to these heavier weights, and we've got a little time going on here, how about Jaden Cox singing the national anthem today, choosing the Ohio Regional Training Center to make his run at the Olympics? You had a nice job of talking to,
He's
time of
such
talking
an
with him.
Awesome human being. Jaden Cox is one of those guys you'd never know he was that big of a deal, because he just doesn't act like that. He's such a humble guy. There's Jaden Cox, two-time world champion. When you got it, you got it. I mean, Jaden Cox is one of 12, 13 people in the world that roll out of bed every morning and just have it. He's one of those guys.
Look at that, three-time NCAA champion, a champion, singer, and Brian Smith at Missouri certainly was a coach's dream. We talked about that in the opening. He certainly had a coach's dream there, because Jaden Cox has huge dreams himself, already world champion, now looking for the Olympics.
Valencia is all wrapped up, and we're right back at it. 1:15, third period.
Yeah,
Romero leading at 4-0.
Yeah, this is big right here, because Valencia is very explosive.
And he got himself a nice little breather there to reset. Front headlock position here for the Buckeye. Romero at the edge. Again, both these guys have been hit with stalling once. Both warned.
Hands on! Pull him down!
Yeah, Valencia can't hang around here. He's got to get in on this, and right now Romero feels him coming, and the best offense is to get in on your offense. So when you got a guy that's, look at that, that's two.
Treetops a single leg and converts it to a takedown. And right now we'll see how they play this 6-0. I could see, yeah, he's going to cut him. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to give him the escape and work on a major decision. He's got just over 30 seconds to work with.
Yeah, I was talking about Romero's great combo of power and speed. He pulls the trigger. That's what he does, and that's what he's been doing out here. He's been pulling the trigger, did a nice job of fending off the attacks early, and look at that, good hip, action. Not a lot of people can not give that takedown up to Valencia.
Valencia rolls through, shows
nice
some
job.
slickness.
Yeah, I like, he's not giving up. Valencia is going to lose this match, but he kept from getting the major decision.
7-4. Decision here at 174 pounds for Caleb Romero of Ohio State. Picks up his 10th win of the season. And this crowd is fired up. They appreciate the effort. Tom Ryan nods in approval. That was a big effort. A couple of number ones in Valencia of Arizona State, and then we'll see Colin Moore at 197 for Ohio State. Valencia is coming up next. 14-9, Ohio State. Arizona State trails it by 5 to Ohio State, but there is their 3-time All-American and 2-time national champion. A great Zahid Valencia. Gavin Hoffman for Ohio State comes in 10-6. See Valencia 13-0, 6 pins. Two-time Pac-12 Wrestler of the Year. These kind of guys, TJ, don't roll around every year, the Valencias.
Generational talent. Zahid Valencia, coach's dream, as I said in the opening, because he's a big dreamer. But you know the thing, when you think about what's coachability mean, it means you listen and then you turn what you learn into successful action. It's what Zeke Jones loves about his star, is that he knows he needs to get a lot better, continue to get a lot better, not only to win the NCAAs, but to make the Olympic trials, to make the Olympic team and accomplish his goal, which is higher than the NCAA's. Takedown, fast, and he's got the cradle locked up.
No cradle.
He's got 2 takedowns, 20 seconds in, 12 of his 13 victories this season, bonus points. He's got 6 pins.
Other way.
Zeke Jones had a great line in that conference call, and really appreciate the time from Zeke as Valencia working on the cradle. But he said he tells these guys, worry about being the best in the world, you'll be the best in the country, not the other way around.
And this would be huge. 6 points, putting them ahead if he gets the 6 points right here. Look at, he's adjusting. He's getting those shoulders down. Boy, this is close. He's on top of it.
2 minutes left. Zeke Jones, his arms up in the air. He can't believe it hasn't been called a pin. Valencia looking for his 7th pin. Wants to win that Hodge Trophy.
Hey, I'm impressed anytime somebody comes out of something like that. So kudos to Grant Hoffman there coming out of that.
Hoffman out of Montoursville, Pennsylvania. 3-time champion, 3-time NHSCA champ, Cadet World bronze medalist. And at this weight class for Ohio State, Hoffman wrestling tonight, but Rocky Jordan will be in the mix as well. That will be determined at a later date who gets the nod. Heading into March for the Buckeyes at this weight class. Valencia inside cradle, going to readjust, head to side. Out of bounds.
Yeah, I would think 2, not anything more than that. I think they went out of bounds, but he might have had him turn past 45 degrees. They're going to go look, but Zahid Valencia, pound for pound, best wrestler in the nation right now. I mean, you know, you got some others. I mean, it could be Spencer Lee for Iowa, but right now Zahid Valencia is certainly a front runner for the Hodge Trophy as well, and he's got a real will to win. And that's what has made him so good. Locked up the cradle. All right, that's 1, 2. We'll see if does he get him turn before Hoffman? No, that's close. That's close. That might be not. That might be. What did they give it?
They'll talk about it pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Good job, like you said, communication by the officials. Excellent job so far tonight by these 2 officials. You know, high pressure, top 5 matchup. Entertaining. I mean, we have had some great matches so far. Hoffman in on the leg right here, trying to drive through Zahid and maybe get it to 8-4 if he could finish 1 takedown, but no, Zahid
kicks that leg.
Yeah, and right back in.
Goes double unders. Now a hard snap and go behind.
Yeah, he was setting up that go behind with those double unders.
Still doesn't quite have it, has to beat that right shoulder.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
But he's going to hustle and score the 2. You look at Valencia, Arizona State history, they've only had 4 4-time All-Americans. Sean Charles, Ray Miller, Marcus Maruka, Eric Larkin. Larkin won the Hodge back in 2003. And they've had just one other 2-time national champion. That was Dan St. John back in 89 and 90. He was tough.
Yeah, that was a great team back there. The 88 champions, 89, 90.
Only team to win, what is it, west of the Rocky Mountains was that 88 team under head coach Bobby Douglas?
That's right.
No, not that way, Gavin, the other way. Yes. 20 seconds, up, up,
Get your one, get your one.
20 seconds. Riding time over 2 minutes.
Hands up.
Valencia, a scoring machine. Took him 7 seconds to get the first takedown. He's scored 8 more points since.
Yeah, it's tough sledding for Grant Hoffman. He's good. I mean, such a highly recruited young man, like you said, 3-time state champion from Pennsylvania. But this is baptism by fire going up against someone like Zahid Valencia. And what I liked about Zahid, too, is it's not just about the lights are on. He's got intrinsic motivation. It's about, you know, practicing and performing to his standard. Therefore, it raises the whole team's standard.
And he's super talented, but he works his craft. He's one of those guys that works his talents, as you said, in the practice room, has super high competitive edge.
No, his hand. Get his hand off your chin.
Sets the bar so high. And he's actually, TJ, headed to Rome on Sunday. They're going to wrestle on Saturday
Go flat. Go flat.
inside,
No.
what is it, Chase
Put his knee
Field
off your head.
Slip your
on the
leg out.
baseball field
Put his knee off your head.
in Phoenix.
And talk about, and first of all, I said Grant, it's Gavin Hoffman, excuse me. But, you know, we talk about facilities. Okay, it's an arms race out there, right? Arizona State's going to join it. I mean, they are going to have the top golf of wrestling, an indoor-outdoor facility as big as this, 5,000 seat, as big a practice room. The university's getting behind them, so good for Zeke Jones.
Did you see Valencia right there just pulling on the neck of Hoffman?
He loves to lock this up. Look at it, it's locked up again. Now, can he get that shoulder down?
Don't let him come out.
Give himself room.
Hey, get his fingers. Fingers, Gavin, please. Yes.
Gavin still got that right shoulder up. Oh, nice adjustment. He's still got the chin. This is tough.
A painful, punishing position.
Yeah, you can see the right shoulder by Gavin Hoffman up. Again, you know, we're talking about a team point here. Hoffman fighting off right now. That's a team point. So it's 14-3, 4 more points, and it'll be a technical fall. But that's 5 versus 6, and that's a big deal in a meet like this. So you got to give it to Hoffman for fighting off his back as many times as he has.
Get up, knee over your toe.
And now can Hoffman score a reversal late in the second period? He just might.
I think the official did a nice job there. But we're talking about maybe the potential of 2 points, 2 team points. Hoffman needs now. This is a match within the match right here, the last period. Here we go.
This is where you got to put technique aside, TJ, and just dig deep and pull out some fight.
That's right.
14-3, Valencia.
Get your one. Freak out.
Riding time already locked up at 4:17. I mean, this guy has done it all in an ASU singlet. He's won the Midlands, Cliff Keen OW, I believe, a couple of times. And you look at him on the freestyle scene, Junior World Silver in 2017, part of that team title for the United States. They had not won one since the mid-'80s and was in Final X, lost to Kyle Dake a couple of years ago. Multiple-time world team member at the developmental levels.
And that's why he's up at 184, because it's 86 kilos, what he's wrestling at. That's 189. Wrestling around 190. They want to get him up to a 205 by the end of this year, and then cut back down to, you know, the 189 for the Olympic trials. He wins the NCAAs. He's qualified. April 4 and 5 at Penn State, sold out.
That's going to be so fun inside the Bryce Jordan Center. These next few months for wrestling fans, it is going to be a lot of fun.
These fans know what's going on. I mean, right now, riding time 15-3, 12 point, a 4 point near fall would end it and make 5 points for Arizona State. But if Hoffman can stay in there.
Yeah, Hoffman holding on to that right leg, holding on for dear life.
And you see Zeke Jones, he's saying, what's Hoffman doing? He's just grabbing on. This is stalling, but Hoffman, man, he's been real smart here because this is he's already saved the team, saved the team
without getting pinned.
Yeah, that's 6.
And now a chance here to keep it to a major. Valencia dives straight on, powers through, makes it 16-4.
Trying to do it on his feet. It's a tough way to do it with 20 seconds left.
And Hoffman wisely again goes back to clinging to that single leg. 2 seconds just ran off the clock. We'll see if anybody noticed it. Yes, they did. So they'll reset that. I believe they added 7 seconds. Clock reads 19.6 seconds.
Right here, and better watch out for that standing cradle, something that will put him to his back. But right now, it looks like Hoffman, man, talk about
showed some guts.
Yeah, he did, and right now it's going to be
19-5.
Yeah, and so 4 points for Arizona State, and you get beat 19-5, and you get a standing O.
Exactly.
That means, yeah, this crowd is knowledgeable, but they're also greatly appreciative of the not only of Hoffman, but they know what kind of talent Valencia is.
Every position matters. 1 point short of a tech fall. Valencia got to work early and did not let up on that gas pedal.
Drives through with that right collar. Everything starts with his right collar. Little spin around there. Hooks up the cradle. Drives through, and boy, that was close. Another cradle back and around. It was Cradle City for Zahid, but Hoffman hangs on and only gives up a major decision, huge, as the crowd understands. And, hey, Zahid, he said, man, I couldn't do anything else because you cannot pin someone that's just not going to get pinned.
That's exactly the case with Hoffman there. I mean, he knew what was at stake. And Zeke Jones is over there giving the officials a piece of his mind. Yeah, he'll think better of it and walk back to the ASU corner.
Now, I think they must be talking not about judgment here. He must think that something went wrong with the score. Or otherwise the officials wouldn't be talking to him anymore.
So 14-13, Ohio State up by 1, 2 matches to go. Colin Moore ranked #1 in the country. 3-time All-American and NCAA finalist a year ago, falling to Bo Nickel of Penn State. And for Arizona State's Cordell Norfleet, he's ranked 14th in the country. And these two guys had a pretty tough match already this season.
They really did. I mean, it was Cordell Norfleet, I think it took him to the 3rd period to understand that he can go with more. And he came close to tying up the meet at the end out at Cliff Keen. But I think he was going, hey, I can go with him. And it was too late. So we'll see here the adjustments by both wrestlers.
Colin Moore gets a nice round of applause as he makes his way on the center stage.
Good look at Norfleet there. He's really good when he gets going.
These two met at the Cliff Keen in Vegas. It was 5-3. Moore with the victory. And Norfleet with a quick takedown 7 seconds in. And it was a match that, in talking with Zeke Jones, Norfleet came off the mat and said, you know what? I had more to give out there. He lost it 5-3. He went for a takedown in the 3rd period. He was out of bounds. That would have tied the match.
That was the closest he got to a takedown, too, in that match. He didn't even get close to Moore until the end. Then he realized, I can. Boom! Comes out here, takes Moore down in the first few seconds. Something he wasn't even getting close to the last time they met, except at the last. So, short memory for Norfleet, but right now the attack rate for Moore is always so high, and we'll see what happens because
He needs to get back on his attack. Colin Moore, he's an attack machine. He loves to, both these guys change levels, create angles really nicely.
Colin Moore, TJ averaging 14.6 points per bout, not including pins. That is unbelievable. Plus 129 combined point differential. That is incredible.
Come on, you gotta will yourself to forget it.
3-time Big Ten finalist, 2-time Big Ten champion.
Yeah, the tunnel's narrowing here. I mean, the time's now. Colin Morris focused. He's been very, very close. Runner-up last year, and he's got his mind set on one thing. He knows he needs to come out. His job's to come out and get after it. Never more important than right now, here at home in this close meet.
Ranked #1 in the country out of Burbank, Ohio, became Norwayne High School's first ever state champion. Here's Moore with his opportunity, single leg.
So many things. Oh, hey, that's two. Yeah, that's a late call, I think, but so many things that Moore did right there. He held up Norfleet's leg with his right hand right there as he adjusted and drove back in. Tremendous chain wrestling. He took about 3 different moves there and continued moving forward, finding the angle and attacking, and got the 2 points.
Both guys with a takedown. Here's a shot from Moore. Now Norfleet changing direction, countered 2 more for the Sun Devil.
Really good level change by Norfleet.
I just like the adjustment he made. He's going to be careful here. It does hit a 5 count, so a stalling warning on Norfleet. That was great work on that last takedown.
Yep, you see Tom Ryan there say, let's go, let's get the moving going, and so got caught flat-footed, but Norfleet very, very quick, great level change there.
I just love TJ watching guys wrestle. Let it fly. Put on a show for the fans. Get after it. That's what we're seeing in this match.
These two are. Nice job of kicking out, but nice job staying down. And no matter if you get stuck or not, he's going to get a 1 point for Moore because he's stuck below the hips. That's 1 point. He had the warning for the same violation a few seconds ago. Nice Matt savvy by Moore.
Moore just putting his weight on Norfleet, not allowing him to work up. We got ourselves a 5-4 match here in this first period. Tons of fireworks. Quick sit off the whistle there from Moore. Does it again and escapes. We're at it at 5. This has been a really fun duel tonight. Ohio State leading 14-13. This match at 197 and then heavyweight.
They did get after it. Here's Moore's first takedown. Drove through. See that right arm? He picked it up, and so now he's on the single leg. Trips back, drives through, fangs the angle, covers for the 2. Here's Norfleet's second. I thought Moore had it, but he reacts off that front headlock and then comes back and drives through for the double leg 2.
Norfleet has 50 seconds of riding time as Moore begins second period on bottom. See if he's able to work on top.
Yeah, Moore
these kind of
started on the
matches,
right side. Yeah. Good hand control. Came up, kept going. Back pressure by Moore. Hand control out for the escape.
I believe this is Moore's first lead in this match, up by 1-6-5. Moore, junior world bronze medalist, U23 silver. Qualified for the Olympic trials as a runner-up at senior nationals. Lost a tough one to Hayden Zillmer. Zillmer stormed back and stole it late over Moore.
We talk about Matt savvy. I was watching that match, and Zillmer was done. Moore could have won, but Zillmer knew to get his head out of bounds, which then they call him back to the center because one more exposure and it was over. Came all the way back from 9-0. Or 9-point lead.
55 seconds left, a 1-point match.
Yeah, and the feet aren't moving as fast for Norfleet right here, and Moore able to snatch the right leg. He's looking to how he wants to finish it. Is he going to run the pipe? Is it going to drive through for the double leg?
Got to bring it back in. Give yourself some room to work with.
Real important 20 seconds here, 15 seconds for Norfleet, not to give it up.
This match.
Right through, nice job, great edge of the mat, end of the period, takedown. He did everything right there. Moore getting the two at the edge of the mat, rides out. Looks like he's gonna finish on top, 3 seconds ride when they come back to the center.
That was a huge takedown. Moore stayed patient, scores it inside of 10 seconds. Widens the gap, now up by 3. Now airing on FS2, it's women's college basketball, Texas at Iowa State. The Longhorns and Cyclones again, that is airing right now on FS2. Third period.
Yeah, great sequence for Moore, getting the takedown at the edge of the mat, at the end of the period, ending up on top. He's battled back, and you know, even though it was a freestyle, even though it was the U.S. Open, I think Moore has I don't care how far I'm ahead, I have got to finish. And so right now, I think Moore's going to have a good last period here. Norfleet moving not like he was in the first period.
You watch his footwork, as you mentioned, slow down a little bit. He's down by 2. Riding time, a non-factor. Another leg attack in on a single leg. Norfleet looking to roll him through, but like a dog on a bone, Moore stays with him.
Yeah.
The takedown 10-6.
Moore's got more left here in the third period, and it's not because Norfleet doesn't want to. I'm real impressed with Cordell Norfleet. He has got a lot of talent, but he's going to just keep getting better as he understands what it means to win in close matches. But boy, does he have talent. But, you know, it's Colin Moore's time in his head. The time is now, and he is focused.
Final 55 seconds here at 197. Most likely this will come down to the big guys at heavyweights. Fan favorite for Ohio State, Gary Traub. This place will erupt when he comes out. And Tanner Hall, a veteran for ASU. Still plenty to be determined in this duel with Ohio State and Arizona State. Half a minute is Colin Moore from his 98th victory of his career. The 3-time All-American looking for that national title.
Yeah, Colin Moore was doing a nice job there of keeping Norfleet in front of him, and he really was maybe an ill-advised attempt right there, because Moore does a great job of keeping him in front, and that's all he needs to do. He's not the one with the warning, the stalling. He just needs to keep Norfleet in front of him, and hear it again. And boy, great effort. Great win by Moore, but Norfleet, he's the real deal.
I commend both these guys.
Yep.
11-9, they combined to put 20 points on the board here at 197. This is the kind of style, this is the kind of wrestling that gets people excited. It's fun to watch. Well done by both guys to let it fly. And Ohio State extends its lead with those 3 team points. They lead it 17-13, and in fact, it does come down to heavyweights. It is Tanner Hall of Arizona State, an All-American for the Sun Devils, and Gary Traub of Ohio State. The big guys are next. The stage is set for the heavyweights. It comes down to the final match in this duel. Ohio State up by 4 over Arizona State. No surprise, we knew it'd be a hard-fought, contested duel. 4,132 here inside the Covelli Center, and they have not been disappointed on this Monday evening. A fan favorite, Gary Traub, coming out for the Buckeyes at heavyweight, 15-1 with 5 pins. And filling in for Chase Singletary. Singletary was ranked 9th, suffered an injury at the Cliff King Invitational, but like in all sports, TJ, it's next man up. When you get an opportunity, take advantage of it, and Traub has done just that. He stepped up big for the Buckeyes. He's got a tough opponent.
Oh, I mean,
Tanner Hall.
Yeah, Tanner Hall, grad student, and 5th year here on the campus, but it's his 9th year out of high school. He was 2 years at the Olympic Training Center and 2 years on a mission trip in Uganda. But this guy is a smart wrestler.
Yeah, he's part of the Barrett's Honors College at Arizona State, the top honors college in the country, and he is a student athlete in every sense of the word. He went to Arizona State because he had world-class wrestling aspirations, but equally as important, he wanted to be challenged academically.
Well, he's an elite student. Tanner Hall is an elite student, and getting his master's in engineering, and he's a very cerebral wrestler. But like you said, Gary Traub, next man up. Hey, when you get your hand raised 15 times out of 16 matches, something's going right. So he's, born for this moment right here, behind Kyle Snyder, behind Chase Singletary, and now you have an opportunity like this.
His only loss was at the Michigan State Open to Demetrius Thomas of Pittsburgh. Top 15 ranked guy.
Absolutely solid. But right here, how big was Hoffman staying in against the Heat? I mean, get the pin. All Hall needs to do, as he's heavily favored here, is win. It'd be 17-15. Get the, the tech fall. He kept 2 points off the board. Because otherwise we'd be going down to criteria.
And that's what makes dual meet wrestling so fun, is everybody matters in those 10 weight classes. We said it before with Hoffman. He gets major decisioned by Valencia, and this place is rocking on its feet. He gets a standing ovation. Smart wrestling fans, they understand the situation and what's at stake. And listen to this crowd right now. Gary. 1:10 left in this first period. Hall was an All-American. He was 3rd as a sophomore, and that was back in 2017. Didn't place in 2018. Redshirted last season. Did win the Midlands unattached.
Well, it's a great story. You talked about that national championship team. Mike Davies was the captain of that team in 1988. He was Tanner Hall's high school coach and said, hey, you need to take a look at this guy. And I think Zeke was at the Olympic Training Center at the time. And Tanner Hall comes down after he graduates from high school, spends a couple of years there, and ends up at Arizona State.
Keep your hands on him.
He doesn't make mistakes either. That's the thing that Tanner Hall, and that's the advantage of being real smart. He does not make mistakes.
17 seconds off this restart. Want to remind you, women's college basketball airing right now on FS2, Texas at Iowa State. That game will be right here on FS1 following the conclusion of this match. Final seconds. A scoreless 3 minutes with Hall and Traub. Second period upcoming.
I think that's what's important for Gary Traub here, is to not make mistakes. And of course, he's got the coaching of Travel Delagnov in the corner, one of our top world class heavyweights of the past few years, and now an assistant coach on Tom Ryan's staff.
Traub to his feet. And Hall looking for a return and maintains control as Traub hustles back to the center. Talking about that Barrett's Honors College, TJ. Average SAT score 1320, ACT 29, and GPA about 3.85. Needless to say, I did not apply.
Get back up to your feet, Garrett.
Hall solid on top, like a refrigerator on top of Traub. Riding time over 40 seconds. Traub back to his feet again. But this is where Hall has been effective in this match. Takes him to the edge. Good awareness from the Sun Devil. That's the guy that's been around the block a little bit, Tanner Hall.
Yes, he has. He knows right where he's at and likes to pick his spots. And right now he knows the importance of getting that riding time. Working hard for it right now, and he's got 6 more seconds to ride right there. Nice job of flattening him out.
Quickly to his belly. Riding time over a minute. And can tell Traub right now, when you're in that bottom position, just drains you physically and mentally. Traub head on the mat. He's got that elbows out, now working up to a base.
Nice job by Hall there of setting him back down on his behind right there. He was able to use his leverage. Does a nice job. Now Hall says, man, I have got to stay on and ride this guy out. Very important ride out for Hall.
It's going to be a stall call on Hall, but that's okay. I really like how he's wrestled this second period. 23 seconds from a ride out.
Yeah, you make a really good point there, Shane, in that right now, don't let the official get in your head right here. Do the same thing you've been doing. Tanner Hall has done a great job of riding. Now he's got Gary Traub broken back down. A great job, you know, just ride him out. The riding time makes up for any stall call that might happen.
Had a tight waist there for a little bit. He's got Traub flat. And Tanner Hall rides Traub the entire second period. Hall with choice, wasting no time, no surprise, will go on bottom.
You know what was really great about Tanner Hall right there is how often in heavyweight, if you can ride and you can get off the bottom, that's the secret to winning the whole thing.
Exactly.
And so Tanner Hall did a great job there in a very tough position at heavyweight, and that is the ride out here. Now, of course, Traub in the same situation, but the same thing for Hall again. He gets away. He's got to be able to get away. But if he is going to contend to win, to finish high on the podium, he's got to get to the, he needs to find his offense. Tanner Hall here. He's got a good strategy. He's on his way to what looks like might be a win for him right here. But from an offensive standpoint, he hasn't been able to execute against Traub to Traub's credit.
Hands on!
Traub somehow needs to find a way to get to the legs of Hall.
Keep pushing me!
Keep in mind, Hall has been hit with stalling once. That may or may not become part of the equation. Inside of a minute.
And right now, that's exactly what he's doing. I mean,
if you're Hall, you want to circle in, butt to the center, maintain territory. Good defense there from Hall.
And turned it into offense for 2 points right here. But Gary Traub needs to be very careful right here because he cannot go to his back in any way. And
because
so
riding time is locked up, so it's essentially 5-0.
he has got to know where he's at. And so Tanner Hall is going to give one and try to go on the offense again from his feet. Try to take something down to his back. This is where Traub's got to be. I mean, this is the team win right here.
Scoreboard reads 3-1. Just 15 seconds. Traub here with a single leg.
Oh, man, how close. Look at that walk back by Traub right there.
That riding time again locked up, so that would not have been enough.
Stalling, there's one more point.
Final score will be 4-2 for Tanner Hall.
Hey, look at this crowd. He did his job.
Yes, he did.
Very highly ranked and favored Tanner Hall. Good win by Tanner Hall. That ride was impressive in the second period.
Ohio State hands Arizona State its first dual meet loss of the season. Final score of 17-16, Ohio State over Arizona State. What an exciting night of wrestling. Had a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us. And that'll do it from Columbus. For Tim Johnson, I'm Shane Sparks. Don't go anywhere. Women's college basketball is coming up next, right here on FS1. It's Texas at Iowa State. Good night from Columbus.